What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller. Hal Sparks is here to talk about being on I Love the 80s and a comedy club near you. Then, we're talking about Destiny. We're talking about that Frozen movie. We're talking about so much. This is Up at Noon. It's the news you care about with your panel of experts, the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi.
The pure one, Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host.
Top story, The Rock has been cast as Black Adam in the Shazam movie.
Nice. Yes, we can clap that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Tim, what do you think of it?
I'm very happy about this.
Yeah?
He's a Fast and Furious alumni. Not even alumni, he's still in it.
Well, I mean,
this.
he was also like a wrestler
He did
first.
other things.
Yeah,
He
he
was a
did a few
wrestler.
things.
Yeah.
It's not like the Fast and the Furious is what his career is based on.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Scorpion King, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget it. Yeah, the
Solid
classic.
film.
Exactly.
Solid film.
I figured it's time we cast the rest of the DC and Marvel universe. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
I want you to cast She-Hulk.
Cameron Diaz.
Can't.
She's got the arms for it. She's got the body for it. You just got to put a few. I can't see you.
Hi. Yeah, I know.
How are
Tim's
you?
all leaning
Tim's
on
all
his giant
hogging
head.
the
All about
desk.
this.
Yeah.
He's all getting up on
make
there
her
like
green?
it's- Yeah, just make her green, and I think she could carry it. She's a great actress, and she's got a great body for it. She would get totally fit for it.
Yeah.
She'd be awesome.
She'd get totally fit because she's really let herself go.
She really has. I mean, in between roles, yeah, she gets that like half a gram of weight on her, and it's just like,
You're wrong.
go back to Pilates.
The correct answer, and stick with me, don't laugh and be insensitive. Melissa McCarthy, right? Which is the
Yeah.
comedian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, McCarthy. Here's the thing, right? Because you need to, She-Hulk
Mike
needs
and
to
Molly.
be.
Melissa
Yeah,
McCarthy,
exactly.
yeah.
She-Hulk needs to be huge. She needs to be computer animated. We can't just make Cameron Diaz green. She won't be in proportion bigger than other people.
Oh, so
She-Hulk
you're
gets
saying
lawyer stuff,
do the Mark
Right.
Ruffalo Avengers, like when
Yep.
he goes Hulk, he's just Hulk. And that's it.
Exactly. And Melissa, the character, of course, of She-Hulk, very funny. A comedic superhero nowadays.
That's a good
That's
call.
what you need to do.
I can
Thank
follow
you.
that. I can get
You
into
like
that.
that?
All right,
All right.
yeah.
That was good.
Cameron, you're out. Sorry.
Sorry, you just got to recast. Tim?
That's
Venom.
Hollywood, baby.
Venom. Brock Lesnar.
Are you just saying that because the character's name is Eddie Brock?
Well, that's true, and that makes total sense for this. Also, he's a wrestler, and The Rock's a wrestler. So there's some three-way there. But more importantly, they look
There's some
good.
three-way there.
I mean,
Three-way.
Oh, three-way. I think you
Not
said three-way. I was like,
I'm
this show
pretty
just got
sure
more
you said
interesting.
three-way.
Didn't say three-way. That'd be cool.
I just before we move on, remember the exercise isn't that it needs to be a wrestler. The Rock is a wrestler. I'm fine with that. That's fine.
We went through this great. They have the same name, and they look the same. And the wrestler.
Well, I mean, Eddie Brock was kind of big in the comics, wasn't he?
That's a big
All
guy, yeah.
Fine.
No,
All right,
that's
fine.
a good call. I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar could he'd really elevate the series.
Tim, cast Cable.
Cable. Ric Flair.
God damn it! All right, the next topic of conversation is Frozen. You enjoy this flick.
I love Frozen.
It's getting
I
a
like it a
new,
lot.
in 2015, a new Frozen's coming out.
Yes.
It's a short flick called Frozen Fever.
Ooh.
Tell me about it.
So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah,
Greg.
yeah.
I want it to be a full movie sequel. That's not happening yet. I want it to be a TV series. That's not happening yet.
Well, they're in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, but I'm not the biggest fan of that show.
Okay.
I want animated. I want this to be the movie again.
But are
because
the
it was a good movie.
Are the Disney sequels like ever as good as the first one?
Yes. No.
Because I always feel like they're just straight to DVD sequels.
Yeah, but a lot of them are bad, but then a lot of them are good. Like Aladdin 2 and 3, those are awesome. Are they as good as one?
I don't even remember those coming out. Did they actually happen? Is that a thing,
yeah,
or did
they
you make that up?
happen.
Not
Okay,
so good.
Frozen Fever, back to it.
Frozen Fever.
Short flick.
So it's Anna's birthday. And guess what? Elsa's throwing her surprise party.
Yeah?
But her ice powers are acting up.
Oh no.
Who's buying tickets to this? This guy.
All right. Nick, what do you think of Frozen? Do you know it's the highest animated film of all time?
I love Frozen, and you know we've
grossing.
talked about this
Not like
before.
highest.
I'm one of those people who I'm like I'm a late adopter for everything, right?
Yeah.
If someone likes Frozen, I instantly take the opposing view to it. So Tim came in the office. You got to see Frozen. You got to see Frozen. More and more people started telling me that it's one of those movies that you sit down and I challenge you not to like it.
I did not like it. I left in.
Really?
I
That's
left
because you're crazy.
25 minutes
asleep
in.
in the middle of it.
No, I left to go do an interview. I was like, this sucks. See
Oh,
ya.
did you get to the song?
Yeah, yes, I got to the song.
that's the other
The
thing.
songs are great. They just
You
the,
just want to have
the
a moment of
paper
like a-
thin plot and predictable elements
Great
of it.
plot.
Predictable. Who saw Hans being evil? Not this guy.
I did. It was the
No.
first. Yes, I did. You can ask Christine.
You're lying.
He seems so genuine in the first act.
My favorite thing was that I left in the like 20 or 25 minutes in, and then I came back with like 15 minutes to go, so I never got to see the snowman do or say anything.
Olaf?
Olaf, he's coming
He
back
was the best
too.
character in the whole
It's going to
thing.
be great. But
Yeah.
the most important thing is there is going to be a new song with this. And that's really the whole reason they're making this.
Well,
is so
yeah.
They can have another huge hit. Good for them. I applaud that.
What's the song gonna be called? Do we know yet?
Bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. Yeah.
Bring it back, bring it back. My powers killed my parents. This is a curse.
I don't think you saw that part. I think that part happened when you were in the interview.
Well, you don't know what happened because it was all montages and stuff.
Well, no, supposedly isn't there that?
Yeah, I wonder why. Because Elsa
isn't-
thought about an iceberg and it appeared.
Damn. That would be a crazy plot twist.
Wait,
Frozen
wasn't it the
fever
Isn't it
indeed.
supposed to be the shit from the Little Mermaid?
There's rumors of that.
All right, we're not gonna go spreading rumors.
Final story of the week, Destiny is out tomorrow, this week. There you go. I'm excited for it. I know you guys, whatever. I'm super stoked for it though.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I know
you.
a lot of people
Thanks
that are
for throwing
very,
them a
very,
bone.
very excited. I'm not that big of a first
Yeah, that's the
shooter
thing,
guy,
right?
But I know the people that are like super stoked.
I'm like a Borderlands fan, so the fact that it's more Borderlands online, everybody's playing on PlayStation 4 and dancing, that's why I'm excited. My question, we all know how excited people out there at the IGN office are. What was when you think of being excited for a video game, what is the retro memory that comes to mind for you guys?
Smash Bros.
Which one?
Smash Bros. Well, Melee and Brawl, but Melee specifically because it came out 2 weeks after the GameCube came out, which was a really weird choice. So I bought the GameCube. I had to wait in line for that thing. Waited forever. Finally got it. Brought it home and had no games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now I need to wait 2 weeks. So I just held the GameCube controller and just pretended. I was like, where would the buttons go? And it was fun. I was really good at playing by myself.
Are you good now still at it? Playing by yourself?
No.
What about playing with
I've
yourself?
lost that over the years.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be really good.
At playing with yourself?
Teetered off. Yeah.
That's not what I hear.
What? No.
Never
Nick,
mind.
what's the last game you were super excited for?
Super excited. I mean, you're talking nostalgic?
Yeah.
The game I was probably most excited for of all time was GoldenEye on the N64.
Really?
Oh yeah, man, dude. I'm a huge Bond fan, right?
Yeah.
And GoldenEye came out. That movie came out perfectly timed, revitalized the series, and then the 1-2 punch of the game coming out. Oh, come on. How many summers did you spend playing GoldenEye?
Yeah, but were you excited going into it though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, it caught me off guard. I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't-
anybody
I don't remember
expected
seeing
anything
it
from
coming.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't much else during that time period.
In 1998?
Wasn't there it was like Mario Kart that we were playing? Was that after? When was Mario Kart?
That era, dude, there was a lot coming out.
All I remember was that summer it was either GoldenEye or Mario Kart that we were playing constantly.
Yeah.
And that game blew me away. Blew me away.
Mine's another N64 game, WrestleMania 2000. Of course, I talk about it all the time, right? When I was an obsessive kid on the outside, I had a note card filled with the toy stores numbers and the Best Buy numbers or whatever, and I'd call them every day, because this is before we had a day for video games coming out. They kind of just trickled in. You never knew it was going to happen. And so I learned early that people would leak games because they were stupid and didn't understand release dates. So I called Walmart one day after high school, and I called everybody on the card, and then I got to Walmart, and I got to the electronics department, and I'm sitting there waiting, they pick up the phone, I'm like, do you have WrestleMania 2000? And it's like 3 days before it's supposed to come out, and like, we do have WrestleMania 2000. And I said, all right, wait, what? And they said, we have it. I'm like, are you selling it? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can you hold me a copy? They said, no. And I dropped the phone at that point. And I was out into the Ford Taurus driving, huge grin on my face. It's like a 10-minute drive to Walmart, just all stoked. And I'm driving up to Walmart, and like there's a sidewalk running. I'm on the road, obviously. I'm driving here. There's a sidewalk here, and there's kids running. One's riding a bike, and one's running behind them. I'm like, oh, kids, they're so happy. I'm so happy. And I looked over, and sure enough, one of those kids was in a Mankind shirt. And I was like, oh, it's f***ing on. So I floor it, jerk it in there, just like illegally park the car and like sprint to the electronics section. Never saw those children. But I for sure got WrestleMania
Good.
and then took days off of school to play it. Slept downstairs for some reason because I wanted to be that close to the N64.
Yes.
I wanted to play till I literally fell asleep and then woke
Yeah.
back up.
Ooh,
Those were the days.
that's good.
Good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also excited for Destiny. If you didn't notice, they're sponsoring this episode of Up at Noon. They're sponsoring this whole month of Up at Noon. Thank you for your money. We want you to be a part of this month of Up at Noon. So as you guys may or may not know, dancing, a huge part of Destiny.
Yeah, I've
it's
heard
pretty
that.
much
I've heard.
the definitive dance game on the PlayStation 4 and
Yes.
Xbox One.
It's all there is at
It's-
this point.
Yes, I know. That's the joke. We know that's all there is.
I'm
when it
adding to the humor.
Anyways, what we want you guys to do is film yourself dancing your best Destiny dance, then send it to me at GameOverGreggy on Twitter with the hashtag Up at Noon, and we will feature the best dances on future episodes of Up at Noon. Dances like these ones. If you want to be featured in Up at Noon throughout the month of September, all you need to do is tweet at me, hashtag Up at Noon, to be part of the Destiny Dance Party. What is so funny? Certainly not this show, but you know what is funny? My next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him from Queer as Folk, I Love the 80s, and comedy clubs around the world. Put your hands together for Hal Sparks. Hal Sparks.
How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm spectacular, but I'm tamping it down so I don't blow a light out or whatever.
You don't want to promise too much? Of course, yes, we're at the Up at Noon desk.
Yeah.
Because nothing works here.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
The internet.
Yeah, the entire other half of the studio is broken, I understand.
Right.
Broke the whole studio.
Lots of water over. It looks like a Last of Us level. It's just the bad things are happening.
Looks good to me, but I think bringing a fish tank to a place with a lot of electronics, mistake.
Yeah, Nick Scarpino, not the smartest guy. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, are you expecting to find the smartest guy anywhere in the vicinity until I show up?
Now you're just being a rude man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're being honest. I'll tell you what.
It's true.
I'll tell you what, Hal Sparks.
For once. Yes.
I grew up. I'm watching the TV. I'm watching in my room. I'm watching you on there, and the I Love the shows. You're on the VH1.
Sure,
you're doing
right.
all these different things. You're on the Talk Soup, of course. When I went to get a degree in journalism to write about video games, I don't think I ever expected to be sitting here with you, talking to you.
Yeah. Neither did your professors, or they would have just torn up your book and gone, what? We pictured you standing in a hurricane going, yeah, it's windy, which is my favorite part of journalism.
Why do they do that? Why do they?
It really is.
I'm going to show you how strong the winds are by walking out there
Exactly,
now.
like we don't believe in weather.
Yeah.
Like, I would have agreed with that type of reporting the first time they had television.
Yeah.
When people across the country had never been to someplace across the country, like before paved roads and whatnot.
Right.
You're like, check this out! But we get it.
Guys, you
Get
ever seen a
inside.
mailbox blow over?
Right.
There it is.
I could have a drinking straw shoved right through my neck in this wind. I'll hang out here while my jacket rips my mind. We've lost Dave. We'll get him back.
Oh, that's a shame. I
We
hope
don't
Dave's
believe in
okay.
winning. Right.
Anyways, Kelly Winters is here to talk about her
Yeah,
fall
fabulous.
lineup. Yeah.
So when you're making now breakfast tacos. Meanwhile, I'm dying for crap news.
And they send him there for the 5 seconds he's on TV. They had to fly him down. IGN, they're not flying me anywhere. And
You don't call yourself a meteorologist and not encounter some, interference from space.
Right, yeah, that's what it's got to be. That's it. Yeah, you got to get your patches.
Right.
It's like
I
Girl
want
Scouts.
you with a tennis racket with a laser net on it batting meteors. If you're going to call yourself a meteorologist, other than that, stand in front of a green screen and go, don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Bad news,
Avoid
everybody.
the big H.
Yeah.
Look out for the blue L.
So, what do you get recognized most for? It's one of those things in the office. I'm like, oh, Hal Sparks is coming on, and like a million things get yelled out.
There isn't one.
Yeah.
It was curious because Queer as Folk was in 25 million homes, but it was specific to Showtime. Like if you didn't have it, you didn't see it.
Sure.
And people got Showtime just to have it.
Yeah.
But like VH1, you can accidentally have that network. And you're like, did we pay for this? What is our child watching? And the I Love This pretty much owned that station for 6 years, And it was funny because like Michael Ian Black and I are on that show regularly from the very beginning. Never met the dude until I Love the 90s part,
Damn.
Like literally, how can you be on a series with someone and never have met them? But he shot all his stuff at the New York office of VH1 and I did all mine in LA, and it's just, you do it in I did 2 8-hour stints for the whole decade.
Okay.
I would just sit 8 hours in a room in front of a camera and just make stuff up 2 days in a row.
So how does it work though? Do they show you all the videos beforehand? Like, oh,
They
we're
will
talking
if you
about Teddy
want,
Ruxpin.
but I don't do it. Because I think it should be a real memory. So I don't look at any of the material. What, you think I got a job in comedy so I could do homework?
Method
The hell?
actor. Method actor.
But it's
Hal
true.
Sparks.
Like if I remember that music or I remember that toy or I remember that show, then I'll talk about it. If I don't remember it, then I'll go, here's why I don't remember it, which is just as good as a joke about it, I think, most times. Like, why would you even watch that joke? But for the most part, that was, it just ran and ran. So that happens a lot. Then there's the Dude, Where's My Car crowd that just baked themselves to the bejesus belt when they were 17 15 years old, and then anytime I'm sitting at a restaurant, 9 of them run up and go, Zoltan, right at the window. I have to explain to whom I'm eating with what the hell that was.
I lead a cult on the side. Sorry about that.
Yeah, still kind of there. And then, you know, obviously each one of them had their own kind of impact. And then Lab Rats is a complete thing that I can't even wrap my head around. Because I've been on red carpets with like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt standing like right there, or Robert Downey Jr. right here, or whatever. And I've never heard screaming like the Disney kids you've never heard of. You know what I mean? Like you're standing there and you're like, Trisha Jacobs, and you're like, Trisha, who the fuck is Trisha Jacobs? And then like lights and bulbs and the whole fan thing, the line of people who are standing there to get some, could give a crap about the cast of the Avengers. But some 9-year-old who goes, not today, Dad, for a living, you know, and that's her catchphrase or whatever, is eating everybody's scenery. That it's amazing. And so once you get on that show, you're just like, you know, those kind of shows, you're like, oh, I get it. You own from back here.
Yeah. So how did you tell me about Lab Rats? Disney XD. It's the show it's going right now. That's the one you're working on. That's the bread and butter. Paying for the T-shirts.
Sure. Yeah.
Pitch it to kids at home.
Yeah, it's, well, I play a billionaire scientist inventor who created the technology for bionic humans, and my evil brother put it in 3 kids and was going to make them evil super soldiers, and I saved them and turned them into superheroes and made them fight crime.
Based on a true story?
Yeah, it is. Based on, that Jeff Bridges wrote in grade school. But yeah, so it's awesome, and it's written and created by a couple of guys from that 70s show. So we have a lot of grown-up jokes that I'm stunned we get in. I'm amazed. I get some of the scripts sometimes. Yeah, I'll give you
your best one. Give me your best one.
Pilot. I was like, this is why I took the job. So we have a robot that runs the house, right? Eddie, he's our smart home system, and he speaks. And he shows up in the lab, and Leo, the main kid, goes, wait, that thing is in the lab too? I thought he was just in the living room. He goes, no, he's everywhere. And he goes, even in my shower? And Eddie, the robot house thing, goes, yeah. And let me tell you something, nothing needs to be that clean, Sporto. I was like, I'm taking this job. I want to be on this show now.
Yeah.
I was like, you're kidding me, you know, and so that's one of the reasons why, like, we just beat our personal best. We're #1 on the network, and we have been since the beginning, but we keep hitting, like, our own new mark.
Sure.
And I think it has a lot to do with that, because the parents, it's the one show the parents can sit and watch and actually like it. And as an old $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman and, you know, that kind of fan, we have a lot of both that stuff, so we special effects and superhero stuff, but also we have a lot of, inside jokes about when that crap doesn't work.
That's awesome. I like what you're doing there.
Hey, thanks.
No problem. That's what I do.
Let's bring it down for a moment.
Let's bring it down. No, let's talk. Of course, you're here doing comedy in San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm doing Cobb's, and then I'll be in Seattle in a couple weeks, and I'm like, all next week is nuts. I'm in Santa Clarita doing a thing for the longevity conference that they're having there, the old 1,000-year lifespan that they're shooting for.
Sure.
So they need a stand-up to come in, because hey, you're going to need to be entertained if you're going to live that long.
Laughter is the best medicine.
It is, but apparently it doesn't lengthen your life that much.
No.
It adds about 16 months. That's a good 16 months.
You're getting run around then, I imagine. They're taking you everywhere. Your stylist put you in this Minecraft shirt, clearly.
Yeah, I don't care about any of this stuff. It's not like I know how to mod or did all this stuff for my girlfriend's 12-year-old son, because he doesn't want to do any programming, and I'm the nerd who used to load. I was telling you this before this. Yeah. My next door neighbor, his dad was on the school board, and so we got one of the first apples ever. He got it at his house, and we used to load, on an Apple IIe, we used to load a game called Taxman, which was a Pac-Man knockoff game, on audio cassette. And it basically used the same sound as fax machines to get the data in. And so you literally, and it was so touchy that you'd push play, and then you would tiptoe out of the room, and then every so often we would look to see if the counter was still going, and then we'd go back outside the room, and it took like a half hour, and then you'd just play all day. And then we had a version of Berserk, which is still one of my favorite. It's one of the most scary games ever, except when they shoot at your neck, because they didn't have the pixel recognition. So if you had an empty space, you could shoot someone straight through the neck. The bullet would just keep going because there was no digit to touch it there. It would just kind of, And the old Wolfenstein, the old 8-bit single color. Yeah, that's where you could, that was the best thing about that. And they've never brought it back, and it bugs the hell out of me about Wolfenstein, is that you could find a chest, and in it would be an SS uniform, and you could put it on, and you could walk around, so you could go through rooms without having to shoot anybody and collect treasure and stuff like that. And the only people who could tell, like regular German soldiers, didn't know that you were cheating, but the SS did. And there'd be one, and it was a stupid little blue man, you know, like that they use on the bathroom. I mean, that's what these look like. But he would go, they couldn't even make him say Achtung. He'd just go, and then he'd just start following, and you're like, ah! Like, you can play Call of Duty all day with the most intense graphics or the Oculus Rift on your face, just like believing every second, and you'd never be as scared as when this little, like, men's room attendant character went, and started, bloop, 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 and you're like, ah! And then you're like, dude, I shot him in the neck, damn it! Scary as hell, man.
Hal Sparks.
Yeah.
You're a treasure.
It's true.
Thank you for coming by. Everybody go see him on tour. Go watch Lab Rats. Thank you so much.
At Hal Sparks on Twitter. You can find me that way.
Yeah,
That's the best way.
Play games with him on Xbox.
Yeah. Hal 5 Park 5 on Xbox.
Damn.
So, yeah.
He's calling you out, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. I'll come in and suck up your clan and ruin everything and throw your odds off. Oh, look what I got. Knife. I'm just running around like it with a knife. Like, dude,
team killing.
Just ruining it for everyone. Why are you wearing the big spiky hat? Everybody can see you. All right.
Hal Sparks. Thank you to Hal Sparks, Nick Scarpino, Tim Geddes, and you, my audience. If you want to be in that audience, go.ign.com/up@noon for details. As always, I'll be answering comments the first hour this video is live. But honestly, I'm going to be a little slow to respond this week because I have an early copy of Destiny. Oh, fool yourself! Until next time, I'm going back to bed.